Welcome back, everybody, to Pull Hook Golf, the podcast. I'm your host, Matt Cook. Tonight, we've got Buttsy with me here, and we are live from Putting World in Scottsdale, Arizona. This place is awesome. It's our three-peat. We are back for the third time here at Putting World, and it feels like home here.
It does.
Because
it's awesome.
We're going to be talking a little bit about how we're going to have a new league.
You want to talk about? Okay,
I want to talk about it right off the bat.
Yeah.
We've got the PPL presented by Pull Hook Golf with Buttsy and I. That is the professional putting league that we are going to be doing here at Putting World. So if you are local, stay tuned because more details to come on that entire setup. Here comes some wings.
Shit.
It is perfect timing here.
Yeah.
I mean, the food and the drinks
got great food here
at Putting World are absolutely fantastic. We love it.
Extra well done nacho cheese wings.
Wow, nacho cheese
One of their 5
wings.
dry rub flavors, but yeah.
Would have never expected it.
Sorry.
But I mean, we're breaking out all the stops for the U.S. Open preview show, and that's what we've got tonight, folks. So, first of all, Swannies Golf, folks. That is one of our main sponsors here on the podcast. I'm rocking the Swannies gear right now, shorts, polo. There is a new player in town as well as a sponsor. They are called Albatross Attire. Albatross Attire, folks. Remember the name because that is the Pinehurst hat that I am rocking tonight. Very trendy. We've got the absolute arc here.
Upside down.
Upside down. Pinehurst #2. The flag. It is absolutely fire. I've got a Scottsdale hat by them as well that is fire. If you've seen it on social media, you might have seen that. So, folks, for Swannies Golf, you want to go to Swannies Golf, get 25% off your entire order using promo code PullHookGolf25. Make sure to use that promo code to get yourself 25% off. And then on the Albatross Attire side, which go to albatrossattire.com, get yourself, and by the way, check out their Instagram, great stuff there, but you will get 20% off on all their gear right now. They're doing a flash sale on the Pinehurst hat, so make sure to go to Albatross Attire. There will be links in the show description and everything when the podcast comes out tomorrow, and more details to come there, but 20% off using the promo code PullHookGolf20. Again, that is PullHookGolf20 for Albatross Attire, and welcome them onto the show. Give them some love. Buy yourself some hats because these things are absolutely fire, and it goes with all the Swannies gear. Love that. All right. Woo. You ready for this?
Let's rock and roll, baby.
Let's get into it. The Memorial Tournament recap. All right. We're not going to spend a ton of time here, all right, because this is all about the U.S. Open and it being the U.S. Open preview show. But Scottie Scheffler wins another.
He is him.
Has proven
He is him.
that he is able to overcome having a newborn child.
Arrested.
Gets arrested. I mean, the rest is history, folks, but Scottie Scheffler, and he didn't even have his A game. That's what's insane about this entire thing. He had multiple hiccups throughout the 4 days. He had a triple bogey, okay? Now, what was Tiger so good at back in the day? A lot of people don't realize that it was a lot of mental capability out of Tiger Woods because bounce back stats are huge. Scottie Scheffler, after that triple, guess what he does? Makes an effing birdie out there.
Yep.
Good old tweeter. And that is what separates right now Scottie Scheffler from everybody else.
Men from the boys.
He is just playing solid golf. And it was pretty funny. During his handshake with Jack Nicklaus at the end, first thing Scottie tells him is, man, that was brutal out there today. Jack Nicklaus gives him just like a dead stare.
Yeah.
And just doesn't buy into it at all. And he's just like, good play.
Yeah, all right,
like,
sounds good.
Like, Jack knows he can make that course very, very difficult, and he did. I mean, that was brutal.
Absolutely.
So
gave him that Joe Biden look, right?
Oh,
stared
absolutely.
Him down.
Just stared at him.
Minus the poop in the pants.
Where am I right now? Which was great. Love Jack Nicklaus. And sure thing. Scottie Scheffler is now victorious as a dad. And, by the way, it's the first time he has won after the spring. So he had, I don't know the exact date that he had won up until, but he hasn't won past, I think, April. So this is his first victory post-April. that he gets. And obviously it's heading right into the perfect time of year where we've got the U.S. Open coming up. Any words of wisdom you want to share?
Did you hear that rumor?
What's the rumor?
I heard Sunday morning when he still had access to his phone, John Rahm actually sent Scottie a close-up picture of his fucked up toe.
Really? This is real?
I don't know if it's real. It sounds real, but
sounds real.
Yeah. And Scottie told his caddy he could literally smell the photo. Unwavered though. Went out, played lights out. So. Yeah.
So Trot Golfer wants to know on YouTube, are these the asterisk years, though? Asterisk years.
What do you mean asterisk years?
Yeah, you're going to have to clarify
because of
that
LIV?
one.
Possibly. I'm still with you on that.
You know, I'm not.
Why?
Just because I don't see, like, if you look at strokes gained, Scottie Scheffler is head and shoulders above everybody that's playing on LIV right now. So I don't foresee that somebody was going to stop him in this. I mean, we're seeing Scottie Scheffler really in his prime, and then on top of that, we're seeing Colin Morikawa, who also is, I mean, you can't take anything away from Colin Morikawa, which is what I want to get into next, which Trot Golfer says, yes, LIV Golf is what he's talking about. I just don't see it.
I don't know, man. I mean, here's the thing. You got 30 less guys that are in the field, and like you said, I like your argument, strokes gained. Would he be far superior to anybody else that, you know, if you throw them all in the field? But there's a lot of psychology that goes into that, right? Like if one of those guys is shot 63 on Saturday and is leading by 2, and now he's got to come out and he's got a completely different mental outlook. There's a whole different strategy, a whole different game. I don't know. It's tough to say when you retract. It's like Byron Nelson. We talked about not quite Byron Nelson.
Yeah, we talked about that on Sunday.
Yeah, so Byron has most wins on the PGA Tour, right? But everybody goes, big asterisk there.
Most wins in a year.
In a year. I'm sorry, not on the PGA Tour. I apologize. But everybody else was at the fucking at war. There's like 5 guys playing in the tournament, and he was beating those 5 guys. Obviously, there was more than 5, but same kind of deal. Not quite. I don't know. You got 30 less guys to beat. So asterisks, I don't know if you put the asterisks there.
I wouldn't put the asterisks because there's different circumstances all the time. And by the way, if you recall, before these signature events, before LIV Golf, all the best players in the world weren't playing at the exact same tournaments. They would there'd be some guys that are taking a week off. Guys would be then playing in certain tournaments. Like they pick their schedules throughout.
It's hard, man. I mean, if anybody on LIV, let's say LIV never happened, and like a guy like Brooks Koepka just had a hot year. And 3 of the events that Scottie won, Brooks dominated in, and Scottie strokes gained pale in comparison to what Brooks might have done in those. It's just there's a definitely you can't disagree with the what if.
Yeah.
Asterisks, that's pretty bold. I don't know.
But I just feel like throughout history, there's always circumstances to where players are injured. Players are, like Tiger Woods. Like you could say that there was an asterisk because of the years that he got injured, wasn't playing, and so forth, because he probably would have won all those tournaments.
The asterisk for me with Tiger is Tiger was the first version of the modern game playing against a bunch of ancient styles of golf, and therefore he was dominant. I don't know. Like, there's always that argument too, so...
I love Kyle from the Cart Barn guys. He says, Poog. David Poog. So, and by the way, we'll get to David Poog later on because I do have him in the notes, and I want to talk about that particular kid because he's doing something that's pretty cool right now. But that being said, let's keep it moving, keep it grooving. Colin Morikawa finishes in 2nd place. I am very high on Colin Morikawa, as if he was like a joint. I would be smoking the shit out of that because Colin Morikawa is on fire right now with his golf swing, and the putter is starting to follow. And I'm just like, it's only a matter of time until this kid, because this kid's a gamer. Remember the PGA Championship when he first came out on tour?
Yeah.
I won a lot of money on that one because I actually picked him to win. That was one of the rare times that I've picked a winner.
And you were right.
And I was spot on because that was a course that he played all the time in college.
So you're thinking this week, is that, I mean, we'll get into it.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that. But
you're making a strong background here.
I am. I'm kind of setting the stage, so to speak. So, yeah, and Trot Golfer said, Matt was pretty close this week with Colin. I was. Here's the thing, though. I had Colin Morikawa, Victor Hovland, and Rory McIlroy all top 20 as a parlay. It hit. So I'm very happy with what Colin Morikawa is doing right now and the steady golf that he's doing. Let's do a little bit of a leaderboard rundown of the Memorial recap. We've got Adam Hadwin finished third, which is slightly incredible for the Canadian. I mean, he had to hole out in the final round and ends up finishing third with 4 under par. Then you got a name that I cannot pronunciate, okay? I heard them say it on the broadcast. Christian Bazuzanout.
Oh, the bazooka.
The bazooka
I just
man.
called him the bazooka.
The bazooka.
Yeah.
Yep. So he finishes at 3 under, solo 4th place. Then you got tied for 5th. You got Matt Fitzpatrick. Don't confuse him with Matthew. You've got Ludwig Oberg, Sepp Straka. So it looks like Ludwig is starting to overcome that knee injury.
I was going to say he was hurt, right?
Yeah, he was hurt right before the PGA.
God, that guy can move it, huh?
God, he really can. That kid, and he's smooth, too. He's a smooth operator out there. Doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low, which if you know in golf, you don't want to be either of those extremes. So Ludwig Oberg is a great dude. Heading into the U.S. Open, we got Sepp Straka also there at 2 under for T5, and then T8 we got a couple guys here. Masayama, who has won the Memorial before.
Okay.
We've got Sungjae Im finished at T8, Tony Finau, and then Xander Schauffele, our PGA champion of the year. So
did you hear him talking about Jordan beating him straight up?
I did. Woo. So breaking news, folks. Breaking news. Go ahead, Buttsy. You share this one.
Are you talking about Xander?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was he saying? Jordan hunkered down and he didn't even need his pops. So and birdied like 3 out of the last 4.
So they were playing the Grove apparently, at Jordan's course, of course, which is tailored to Michael Jordan, right? But the
true, he designed it that way.
Exactly. The strokes that the holes that he was popping, all of a sudden they got through him and Jordan was losing, right? So Jordan presses.
Yes.
And Xander's like, but you don't have any pops left. He goes, I'm playing you straight up the final 3
holes.
I'll
beat that ass.
Jordan birdies 2 out of the last 3 holes to beat Xander straight up. So that's what he was talking about, straight up. He didn't beat him straight up like Jordan went out and shot 65. Round. Yeah, it was the last 3 holes.
That would be really cool.
I know, wouldn't it? But Xander still said it was pretty embarrassing.
Yeah.
So it happens when you go up against a legend like Michael Jordan.
Yeah, no, he's never done anything like that before.
Never.
Right?
Never, ever have I ever done that. So here's the thing. You and I played a little bit of golf Sunday.
We did, yeah.
We played with an influencer by the name of?
CEO of Golf.
CEO of Golf, and then your buddy Tristan.
And Tristan.
And poor Tristan, he got the late notice.
He did. Freeway to fairway. I had a back out, which, God, don't do that. Don't bail within an hour of a tee time. It's tough to get invited back after that. But
you hate to see it.
Still haven't heard from him. Yeah, so, hope he's okay.
Tristan comes in hot, right out of the car, right to the tee. Tristan's just not a guy that you look at and go, you're going to be able to swing it well out of the car.
Right, which you'd be right about that.
Yep.
He was a slot bucket for about 8 holes, and then
it might have been a bit
6
longer.
holes.
It might have been like 14. But my God, did he turn it around?
He did.
In that final stretch. Yeah, he got us 1 big birdie.
He had himself a little triple transfusion.
Yep.
Got his BACs up, and you said that. I think you made that. You're like, you said it so matter of fact, too. You said, you could tell this guy plays drunk a lot. and it was obvious. All of a sudden, the ball started,
started doing what he wanted.
Laser beams, making putts.
He stopped yelling at it.
Yeah. He was saying some real nasty stuff to his ball, wasn't
that
he?
poor ball. Oh. I mean, if a ball had feelings, jeez.
It hurt.
That would be rough.
You got to try one of these wings,
yeah,
dude.
we had a little match, Buttsy and the CEO of Golf versus me and your boy Tristan, and it was a great time.
How good is his move, huh?
It's a good move.
Remick?
Good golf move,
yeah, good player.
Like his swing. Well, when all of a sudden you guys showed up, and we're out there on the first hole, and it's me and your buddy Tristan, and Tristan can't find the club face, and then I got CEO of Golf just stuffing it.
Yeah.
First 2 holes, I'm like,
he did.
Son of a bitch. Like, you guys are making me actually have to, focus and play.
But he didn't make shit. Neither of us did.
No, you guys didn't make a birdie.
No.
Tough look.
Yeah.
So
we might start documenting these little Sunday rounds, by the way. We were talking about this. So
I think so.
Yeah, it's worth putting on video.
I think it might happen.
There's some good theatrics out there.
needless to say,
move it along. You're looking like you want to keep it rolling.
I want to keep him. You definitely do not want to keep talking about this. So we're going to get into
the
U.S. Open preview at Pinehurst #2, 10 years later, folks. This is a decade later from the last U.S. Open at Pinehurst #2. And I'm just going to tell you, I'm absolutely jazzed. I got the hat on once again from Albatross Attire. And I'm telling you right now.
Watch your hand there. I'm going in for a little.
You are going in for a dip. Heavy
high
dip
dive there. Ranch dunker.
So
trying to get it on your mic here.
Pinehurst #2 holds a special place in my heart because this is a golf course that I have played in college.
Holy shit.
And I absolutely love this track. And I think it's one of the best U.S. Open venues. So first of all, folks, last year's winner was Wyndham Clark at LA Country Club. I'm going to be honest, I'm not thinking anything is going to happen with Wyndham this week. Sorry, Wyndham. I know we've got our connections together, but I'm so sorry. I just don't see it from you this week. And here's the thing. Pinehurst #2, it is designed by the legendary Donald Ross, which
D-Ross.
If you lived in the Northeast, which I did for a long time, it is definitely one of the course designers that you go to a country club, and if it's Donald Ross design, you know you're getting fucked on the greens, okay?
It's called the Rossberg Swerve.
It is the Rossberg Swerve of 1907 is what they said. Yeah, a lot of drunk drivers.
Oh, they got you on that Rossberg Swerve, motherfucker.
So, par 70 at 75.48 yards. It was restored back in 2010 by Coore Crenshaw, which those guys are money as well. It doesn't get much better than those guys. Now, a quick word from our sponsor. Swannies is here with a fresh take. Performance-based materials are a given these days. But if you're looking for the stretchiest and most lightweight pieces that deliver a look that says, I'm here for a good time, take a walk on the Swannies side. With fabric sourced from recycled plastics and designs sourced from our very own weekend warriors, Swannies is looking out for both our planet and those that need a little style to boost their drive another 15 yards. Premium looks from top to bottom at swannies.co. Hey there, golfers. Are you ready to elevate your game both on and off the course? Then listen up, because I've got something special for you. Introducing Albatross Attire, the new golf apparel brand that's helping you swing into style without breaking the bank. Albatross Attire is all about combining performance, fun, and style, offering unique yet tasteful gear that not only is comfortable, but also makes you look like a pro. From their dry-fit polos to stylish hats, Albatross Attire has got you covered. And the best part? It's affordable. Whether you're lining up that crucial putt or pulling out your next ball for that mulligan, Albatross Attire keeps you looking sharp and feeling great. So why wait? Visit Albatross Attire today and go join the Breakfast Ball Club. Swing in style at a price that feels just right. Make sure to use promo code PoleHookGolf20 at checkout for 20% off. Okay, I thought you had something there.
No, I was just trying to swallow that last piece of turkey skin there.
I saw something on your face from like my purview, and I thought like you were gonna speak, but like you were joking on it.
I don't want to shit on the food here because it's really good, but I think I saw a hair. No. Yeah.
Hate to see it.
Anyways,
to see it. Okay.
Extra pro.
Keep it moving. Guess I'm gonna have to edit that one out for the podcast tomorrow.
Not at all.
Keep
it real.
The 2010 restoration, by the way, by Coore Crenshaw was to bring it back to its original design, where instead of having this luscious, rough, and I mean, they had a lot of grass out there at Pinehurst, which now you'll see their sandy areas amongst the sides with these little bushes, these little sand bushes and so forth. I don't know what they're called.
Isn't it like an exemplary golf course for minimal water and maximum condition?
It's the poster child.
That's the deal, right? Yeah, like they're known. What's it? I don't know what the who.
It's actually called. I do. Let's see here. It is
like how little water can we put on a place and it still be?
Where did I put it? Where did I stash that thing? Oh, it's the poster child for sustainable water management.
Responsible sustainable water management.
Responsible water. No, fuck me.
It doesn't matter.
I lost my spot.
It doesn't matter.
Sustainable water management.
Got it. Okay. So, so they're known for that. So what does that mean? It looks pretty good, but it looks like the outside of the golf course to me is...
They don't overuse water in order to grow grass to where it's not of a natural terrain.
And it shows I think, on the edges, if you will, of the golf course. Like you said, there's no big, valiant rough growing that they have to water the shit out of.
And they used to. That's the thing.
That's what you're saying.
There used to be really thick, luscious rough, and then pine straw.
Can I get a beer?
Right? So luscious rough, then pine straw. And that's how it used to be back in the day. That's when I actually played it. So I played it back in college. And back when I was a freshman in college, which not many people know, but before I went to GCU, I was at a small school in Virginia.
Ooh.
And so we went down and we played in a tournament down at Pine Needles, North Carolina, which is also a great spot. But then from there, we went over to Pinehurst and played that. The year after.
Do you remember what you shot?
There. Yeah, 79. I'll never forget it.
I feel like that's pretty good.
I had a par putt on the last to shoot 79. And my God, the course was in just incredible condition. But I remember, oh my God, that stunk. So I remember.
You smelled that?
Yeah, that had a scent to it.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So with the luscious grass and everything, but the greens complexes are all the same because those are Donald Ross style.
You think that burp would have killed some of that grass?
I think it just might have murdered somebody to your left.
Your beard's a different color now. Sorry. Go on.
The greens are like upside down. If you flipped over a bowl, that's what the greens are. There's only a portion of the green
where the ball sits.
There's like 30% of the green that is actually playable. Everything else are runoffs all the way around the green. So it's like if you flipped it, well, it's like a turtle shell.
It's like false front on steroids. Like the false front extends way beyond the fringe.
Way beyond.
You're talking like, so what would you say, okay, you have the edge of the green, right? Would you say like average?
Oh,
you got to go an extra 10 feet onto the green before you're in a spot where the ball will actually stop?
Yeah.
Kind of deal?
Yep, 100%.
Okay. And I saw that today. There was somebody out, it was all over Instagram. There was a guy down there putting from 10 yards off the green, right? He hits like 2 putts, and you see him roll 25 feet on the green, stop, and they come right back at him.
Oh, yeah.
Everything okay over there?
Yeah, no, I'm just seeing some notes here from Kyle on the YouTube side. So apparently my mic is a little bit on the lower side. So I'll speak up a little bit, but I brought it a little bit closer as well because I know you get the mic right into the mouth.
I'm licking this fucking thing.
You go mic to mouth.
Dude.
Which I love. I love that for you. So that being said, we're going to keep it moving, keep it grooving with the Payne Stewart statue because past winners, Payne Stewart. That was the dramatic fashion victory on 18. Yeah. Payne Stewart, the fist pump, and then dramatically dies a couple months later in a plane accident. Rest in peace, Payne Stewart.
What a fucked up deal.
Yeah, we're taking a moment.
Take a moment for Payne.
And then 2005, Michael Campbell emerges victorious, holding off good old Eldrick Woods. Eldrick Woods. I forgot about Eldrick Woods, too. Good old Tiger. But, yeah, do you remember Michael Campbell?
I sure do. I do now.
The New Zealander.
Yeah. There's a lot of guys lost to the winds of time that were really good in a short burst of time, and you just never heard about them again.
Never heard them.
You know, one that did, and I'm just going to, a little aside here, right, a little tangent. One that was so fucking good, I really don't know what happened to him, Geoff Ogilvy.
Oh, Joffrey. Great guy.
Didn't that guy have like a 4-year span where he was just the guy?
Remember when Phil Mickelson was supposed to win, I believe?
Yeah.
And then Colin Montgomery was supposed to win as well because then he faltered, and then Geoff Ogilvy had just won because he was already in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
That was Wingfoot back in the day.
Wild.
Good old Joffrey. Yeah. Good old U.S. Open moments. I hope you guys love U.S. Open moments.
Was it Wingfoot where Phil did the jump in the khakis and he's like 4 inches off the ground, but his hands are in the air?
No, that was
No, Wingfoot's the one where he blew it left on 18.
Blew it.
Like 100 yards. I remember that.
Yeah.
Because I'm a lefty, and like back then I was a lot younger, and I was like, Phil's my favorite player, and then he did that, and I was like, no.
Yeah, no. Phil. That was the Masters for Phil.
Okay.
The jump. The jump of grace.
We all know the jump.
Then we got Trot Golfer says that Campbell did eye exercises in shitters during the round. Wonder why he's not around.
Eye exercises?
Apparently, this is hot news coming in.
What the fuck is an eye exercise?
Oh, I actually know what eye exercises are.
Do tell.
You like focus in on a point, then you like Well, in baseball, in Major League Baseball, they actually do like eye exercise drills to where there's lights and you got to hit them with your hands, but you got to use your peripheral vision.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
I look like a blind guy.
What do you think Campbell was looking at? One of those, like, call this number for hot love at 5?
I don't know. Maybe
inscribed inside the porta shitter?
Maybe he was ripping some doobies in the porta potty.
It's tough to say.
Tough to say. Don't know. Wasn't there. So, good old Trot Golfer providing us with some insights around that bad boy. Now, as we continue with the U.S. Open, remember when Martin Keimer actually dominated at Pinehurst number 2?
I don't.
Well, that's because most people weren't watching. And the reason why, I believe, is because they decided this great idea after the 2010 restoration by Coore Crenshaw, to which water, what was the freaking word? Sustainable water management in golf was like a big new thing. They're like, look how shitty this golf course looks, but we used 0 water on it. Fantastic.
Yeah, man, we ain't watered this motherfucker for 3 years.
Haven't used water in a long time. And so they decided that this was such a poster child for it that in 2014, the U.S. Women's Open was held at Pinehurst number 2. I can't remember if it was before or after the U.S. Open for the men's, but Michelle Wie, if you don't recall, Michelle Wie won the female Open, the U.S. Women's Open, and then you had
Are you still allowed to say that?
I don't know. Martin Keimer won.
Fuck. Whoa. Sorry, Mike is
losing things.
Got a mind of its own over here.
Okay, so
trying to bang me in the face.
Martin Keimer ends up winning that in 2014. The duel back and forth between the men and the women. And then, listen, folks, I think they finally settled some things out, okay? It's the woke crowd spoke in 2014. Now we're in 2024. Now the U.S. Open, once again, it looks great out there, but it looks brutal. I don't know if you guys have seen any of the videos on social media of guys dropping the ball, like literally like 50 feet on the green, and it rolls all the way across and rolls down to about 20 yards off of the green. That's what they're going to be dealing with in this tournament. So just be aware of that. U.S. Open mindset is the most important thing for this week. So you can't go with a guy that's just going to lose it out there, okay? Can't go with a Sergio Garcia. I know some of the LIV guys are like, well, Sergio coming in playing well. Sergio's our guy.
Nobody's taking Sergio.
Nobody's taking Sergio.
Is that what some? Excuse me. Are you saying people are actually taking Sergio?
There's some LIV accounts on Twitter that love Sergio Garcia. That's all I'm going to say.
Those people are. I won't say the words that I've been using in the past, but they're dumb.
Yeah, it's not an intelligent play. I'll say that much. And you know what's funny, though? Every time we come out with, like, something like that to where we're, like, adamant, what ends up happening? Xander Schauffele wins a PGA championship.
Yeah.
So
that backfired.
Hopefully, Sergio,
I stand by your take, though, with the Xander thing.
We're doing you a solid.
The only thing you can do is go off of
past performance.
History.
Yeah.
Go off history. That's the only way to predict the future.
All right. So,
yes.
U.S. Open mindset, folks. You got to be able to shake off the bad holes because you're going to have them.
It's going to be this place looks like it's going to beat the living out of people.
I can't wait.
What do you
The
what do you think the low round is
like a
day one?
To this.
We should bet on that. What do you think low round is day one?
Well, day one they're going to have
7,500
It's not going to
yards.
be as dried out as it is Sunday. So you got to imagine some of the best scores are going to be day one. I'm going to go. God, these guys are so good now that I almost said something too low, I feel like. I'm going to go with 5 under par is the leader in the clubhouse after day one.
I think somebody shoots 7. Not because it's anywhere near easy. I just think the dice roll that way sometimes, especially at these hard golf courses. That seems to be like kind of a theme where a guy just finds lightning in a bottle. 3 or 4 30-foot putts go in. He holes out from nowhere where he's not supposed to and puts together this crazy round. And that guy doesn't end up winning the tournament, but somebody's gonna. There'll be one guy, I think, that's that low.
The longest major streaks, both of them are now back in action. So Adam Scott was not in this golf tournament. Adam Scott was on the outskirts of this entire thing. He was in the playoff with Cam Davis, a fellow Aussie, in the final qualifier. He was an alternate coming into the U.S. Open. And guess what? Adam Scott is now in. Not because of John Rahm.
How many has he played now? 92?
92 consecutive major tournaments.
They're going to let that play forever, I think. Just because chicks think he's hot.
The other one, by the way, is Sergio Garcia. He's going to be competing in his 25th consecutive U.S. Open. Oh, here we go. Trot Golfer is throwing in some additional comments here. He said now he's in because of the asterisk.
Not wrong.
Wow, there we go.
That's not wrong.
We got the world ranking system. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Golf has been pretty screwed up by the whole LIV thing. I'm not going to lie about it and just pretend like it's not.
Colt commented on this today or yesterday about the world ranking and how he agreed that they're off, but so what? So I don't want to misquote, but I think he said something like, they're off because those guys made a decision and now they're mad about it. It's like, no, they're not mad about it. The people are mad about it. No, they're not arguing it.
Taylor Gooch is mad about it. Let's be honest about that.
He's the one guy that,
And Joaquin Neiman was pretty upset about it too, and he's out.
Yeah.
He's not in this tournament, which it is what it is, guys. I've said it before. I don't feel bad for them whatsoever. As a fan, I kind of feel bad because it's like, man, I'd like to see those guys playing, but it doesn't take anything away from it.
It's the reality of where golf's at right now.
All right, folks. We got to get to some breaking news here.
Told you.
Before we get into the contenders, pretenders, and everybody else that's going to be a part of this U.S. Open, okay? First of all, breaking news. Scottie Scheffler,
Scottie,
his arch nemesis and police officer, Brian Gillis, is not expected to be at Pinehurst, North Carolina this week, which means Scottie Scheffler has a chance to win.
Unless he runs into another one. I mean, this might be a thing, right? Did you see that post? I think Zaire Golf put it up where some dude rolled into a country club. Did you see the post?
Yes, I did.
He's got like a Tahoe, and I guess that country club is like miles from where Scottie's event.
It's in Louisville.
His occurrence happened, and the dude dressed up a mannequin or whatever, like a Halloween dummy in cop attire, and put it hanging from the driver's side door and pulled into his member guest with the. It's pretty good.
Pretty damn good
pretty
there.
Nice joke.
But yeah, Brian Gillis is not going to be at Pinehurst, North Carolina. He apparently is arresting other felons for traffic assault.
Do you think his peers are giving him so much shit? Or is it just like, nah, man, he did the right thing?
Dude, it's in Louisville. They didn't even know who Scottie Scheffler was. They didn't even know he was the #1 golfer in the world. Like, they're asking him, is Tiger that good? And he's just like, dude, you're talking. I'm the #1 golfer in the world. And Scottie's trying to, like, help him out. He's, like, telling him, like, hey, yeah,
like,
the
body cam footage.
Police, no, this is after. So this is after. He's, like, sitting in the car, talking to the guy. I think he's on his way to jail, or maybe he's sitting in jail. And he's like, yeah, cops actually gave Rory McIlroy an escort to the golf course one time during the Ryder Cup. And these guys just aren't getting the hits. They just aren't getting it at all.
You think Scottie was there long enough to get jumped into like a gang?
God, wouldn't that be dope?
What if he's got a prison tattoo and nobody knows about?
I mean, who would have thunk? Both our former president and Scottie Scheffler were on edge of potentially getting felonies. So, yeah. I mean, granted, Trump got a felony. Scottie got out of his. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that all plays out. But that is breaking news, folks. Brian Gillis not expected to be at the U.S. Open this week. So Scottie Scheffler actually has a chance. More breaking news. So this happened right before we came on air. Rory McIlroy has announced that he is staying with his wife, which explains his sporadic play over the past couple of weeks. Because, remember, he looks so free and loose, winning, and then all of a sudden gets to the PGA Championship. Things look to tense up just a little bit, had a little bit of a fall-off. Then in Canada, once again, a little bit of a fall-off, but still playing pretty well. And then the final one was the Memorial, was just up and down.
I'm going to say, this sounds terrible, at some point there was a lawyer consultation by the wife, and maybe there was a bit of a figuring out that you probably aren't going to walk out of here with half of this deal, so you should probably just make it work.
A little bit of a theory here. A little bit of speculation on the Rory McIlroy front. Okay? I have a feeling that maybe things weren't going great with Amanda. Right out the gate, Amanda Balionis.
Oh, the Balionis.
Because
we talked about that.
Because we talked about it last week. That do you really want to have your girl at every golf tournament that you play in?
No.
Ooh, that would be tough. So maybe he already realized really quick. Maybe that hug that we talked about last week was a goodbye hug. Was like, hey, it was fun while it lasted. I don't know. But the last piece of breaking news here from the U.S. Open, Jon Rahm has withdrawn from
the
U.S. Open.
God, his poor weird-looking toe.
Dude.
Oh, boy.
Due to his weird-looking toes, toe infection.
He's got a club foot. I didn't know that till today.
Really?
Had no idea
You've been
that's
sleeping under a rock.
Part of the reason he has a short backswing.
Yeah, and flat, very flat.
He's got the little, you know.
That's a clubbed wrist right there.
Well, I've worn Travis Matthew golf shoes before, and like that one must be custom because if you're trying to slide that thing in there,
that's not happening.
So what I can only imagine is that thing being tucked up like that. Not a lot of air, not a lot of breathing room. It's probably not his first infection in that toe. Something he's been dealing with for a while. It's just bad timing this week.
Real bad timing. Anti-Liv says toegate. And I got to agree. I mean, this is one of those scenarios to where it's just weird timing, but at the same time, just a weird placement on the foot.
You think he wanted to be out? Is that what we're trying to say here?
No
way.
No. John just had a bad moment at a bad time, bad infection. It's
Toegate is funny though.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's
like Deflategate, but toegate.
That's really good.
Yeah. I like that.
Ooh, excuse.
We got that going for us. Jon Rahm is out, folks, which means somebody got in for him, and I didn't have the time to look it up because something that we get into a little bit later on, I was making a lot of phone calls around that anti-live. You need to hang on because we're going to be talking about that towards the end here, and I think you know what I am talking about. So we've talked about the mindset that you need at the U.S. Open. We've talked about the longest major streaks alive. Now we got to get into the contenders. Okay, and Anti-Liv just wants to chime in a little bit more here. 2 more days of rest for that toe. Well, I will say
that toe needs a fucking blow dryer.
That toe needs something.
That thing needs air and elevation.
That thing has gingivitis inside of it.
Oh, it looks like they found that thing in Egypt, bro. That thing is...
My guy Mook, by the way,
disgusting.
On the Instagram side, I saw a message come across. He goes, "That is gout."
I'll show you this. So you posted that you did an emergency.
I did an emergency.
Hang on here. So, fuck, I'm just gross. So I fucking immediately, you know.
Yeah, you zoomed in.
I took a screenshot.
Oh my god!
Look at that weird little vestigial tail of a toe.
Guys, Buttsy has something you can't see on camera right now. I wish I could share it. But if you look really closely to the pinky toe, it looks like it might be falling off.
Oh, Could
he lose the tip of his toe?
Oh, it looks like a little diabetic, weird-looking thing.
Man,
dude.
it really does.
Bright
it looks
purple.
horrible.
There's a white piece on the end, and the bottom is just curved little Willie North toe. That
Jon
thing has
Rahm
been tucked for a while.
Let's pray for Jon Rahm, people. Let's hope that he doesn't lose his pinky toe.
He's got
because that does not look good.
Custom pedicure orthotic made here too.
Buttsy is showing you guys, by the way,
the
what Jon Rahm's toe looks like. That pinky toe. It looks like the tip is like falling off.
Look at that.
Very short, narrow bone, and then it looks identical.
Yeah,
unreal.
Anyways,
Unreal.
It's childish.
Yeah, I did an emergency reel on that one, where I just had to let the people know that inflation is hitting everybody. It's not just us, folks. Not just us. It's also hitting LIV golfers that made a ton of money. Jon Rahm could only afford one book one, which you look at the photo in my reel. Jon Rahm's got one Devin Booker sneaker on, and then the other one is like a, would you call that a Quicksilver or a Reef sandal?
It almost, I'm going to say Born.
Born, huh?
Yeah, it looks really comfortable. It doesn't look like either one of those.
How much do Bournes go for, you think?
Bournes like $70 for a base pair. Yeah, they're really
if you got
comfortable.
That LIV money.
And I'm thinking, you got a toe like that, you need all the comfort you can get. We're not going reef. We need something with some extra padding up there. My thing is, the way that this thing looks in a blurry photo, just amputate.
Let's go through the contenders. Okay, the contenders here. Okay, so Scottie Scheffler, once again, folks. Scottie Scheffler at plus 300. Scottie Scheffler's winning this thing. If you think otherwise, then I don't know what to tell you, because Scottie Scheffler just proved last week that he could play the toughest course with his C game and win it. Okay?
It's just hard to get behind. It's just hard to believe.
It is hard to believe.
I don't care
and
how many times he wins. It's just
totally
hard to believe.
And a part of me wants him to start dominating so that we can stop just saying that Tiger Woods is the only dominant
That's what I was
golfer
just going to say. I think anybody our age is going to be like, nah, this has to end.
Yeah.
There's no way that anybody has anywhere near that level of dominance. Even if we're halfway there or a quarter away there, nope, doesn't exist.
Well, you know what his stats remind me of is when Tiger started in 99.
Well,
his year right now is Tiger 99. Not 2000, by the way, because 2000 is when he actually dominated. But this is the lead up.
The thing with Tiger was, though, his golf swing, his demeanor, the way that he set up to the golf ball and the way that he moved the golf club, he looked dominant. To me, Scottie doesn't look dominant with how he swings, his feet, all the movement, all the bullshit, yet it works and it's getting the job done. Tiger just looked the part. He was fit. He was more fit than everybody else. He had this whole shape to him. The way he swung the golf club, he was faster than everybody else. Scottie just kind of has this crazy fucking swing. And what? That's kind of where it just doesn't look dominant to me. Does that make sense? Probably not, but
no. Jack Nicklaus actually said the same thing on the broadcast this weekend.
Really?
Yeah. He said that Scottie Scheffler, it doesn't look like he does anything great, but he does everything great.
He's so good.
It's boring, but it is at the same time, if you look at his course management, it's so good. And there's no weaknesses.
There's just nothing exotic about it.
His weakness was putting while he was in contention, and he's fixed that, right? So now we're to a point to where Scottie Scheffler's going to take off. And I've said that going back to last year.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing it. So Scottie Scheffler is plus 300. Xander Schauffele is plus 1,100. So is Rory McIlroy at plus 1,100. Colin Morikawa is plus 1,400. We got Bryson DeChambeau at plus 1,800. Somebody just made a huge fucking putt back there.
Yeah,
that's great.
You can probably see
Cheers to that. Victor Hovland is plus 2,000. Brooks Koepka is plus 2,200. Ludwig Oberg is plus 2,200. Tommy Fleetwood is plus 3,500. And Cam Smith is plus 4,500. Those are your contenders. Those are your guys that are going to compete this week. That's your group, okay? Now, anybody who wasn't listed there, I'm so sorry. Anti-Liv, I'm so sorry. Kyle at Cart Barn, guys.
Thank you, babe.
It's going to take a miracle for one of these other guys to really come through, because Pinehurst is all about ball striking and then short game.
You don't think Scottie's going to play?
Your short game has to be so good.
You don't think he's going to show up with a D game ever? He's not going to have one bad event, one bad major?
I saw at the Memorial the hiccup he had at the PGA Championship, and Teddy brought him right back in. Which, by the way, that's another thing.
If Teddy dies, he's done.
That's the other thing. Teddy is so good.
He seems so reliant on Teddy.
He's so reliant. And actually, Jack called this out on, I believe, Friday's broadcast. It was either Friday or Saturday.
Again, it goes to show the player relationship and how big a caddy actually is out there. I don't think a lot of people understand that.
We got a new first-time commenter in Pulse.
Who is it?
Good old Pulse from YouTube. He said, no one wants Scottie to win again.
Kind of with you, bud. Kind of with you.
So I feel like a lot of people are with that. I love winners, though. And I'm going to tell you right now, you might hate me for it, but that's okay.
Everybody wants to see the king fall from the mountain.
Exactly. But I'm the guy who loves to see the king rise. And I love to see how long are they going to rise and win. When Tiger was doing it, back when I was a kid, I hated Michael Jordan. And then I grew an appreciation because he beat the shit out of my Knicks for so long.
You're like, all right.
And then I'm like, wow. I got to the age to where I'm like, he's the greatest of all time. And I just knew from that moment forward that I love seeing winners win. And Scottie Scheffler, to me, is just a winner, man. He's a winner, and I know a lot of people are going to love to see him fail, but he's in a moment right now to where he has just proven that even with a baby and everything, he can still win. And you saw the emotion out of him.
Well,
I've never seen the emotion, by the way. On Sunday, on the last hole with Teddy, he's sitting there. He gave him 3, not one, like, emotion. He gave him 3 different emotions, like, we did it. And then it was like, yeah, we fucking did it. And then there was the last one, which is like, F all those people that said I couldn't do it.
And he lives on a different planet, I think, than a lot of the other guys. I think that's one of his secret superpowers.
Wait. Am I being played here? So Ted Scott does Pulse? Is that why there is a YouTube account called Pulse right now?
Wait, now come on.
I don't know what that means.
What?
Trot Golfer, you're ahead of the game on this one.
Did you create an alternate account?
Oh no!
Come on.
Wow. Well, there's a lot of burner
case.
accounts too on Twitter as well. I actually today I found out that one of the burner accounts that trolls me from time to time reached back out and was like, "Hey, I got this new one," and sent me a direct message, and I'm like, that's solid. And then come to find out he ends up being a caddy on the PGA Tour. So that's,
there you go.
That's fine as well.
What I was saying, Matty, is that Scottie lives on a different planet than the other guys. I think the other guys are all very much, maybe not very much involved in posting, but very alert as to publications about them, social media posts, what's being said, what's takes from all these fucking thousands of people. I honestly think Scottie is just completely in a bubble that he doesn't know anything that's being said about him. He doesn't know. He's not on social media. He has no idea what's being said. I think he just goes out there and, well, I'm just going to do this again. I think it's really that stupid. I don't think he's involved in any of the limelight or any of the conversation. I don't think he watches any of it.
Guess that's going to be a clip tomorrow for sure.
Am I wrong?
No.
Has Scottie come out and said, yeah, a lot of people said this about me?
There's so many things that I could say right now about what you just said.
Say it.
But none of them are PC or appropriate for this moment.
Remember Bloodsport? When he's like, say it.
Say it.
Say it.
Guys, those are the contenders, okay? The pretenders, which, by the way, I'm not going to play around. Oh, here we go. Black Panther cycling out in Australia.
Who's that?
What time is it in Australia right now? These are the guys who would go and set up listening parties for Pole Hook Golf and get pizza and beers and just listen to the podcast.
This.
This is my guy Mook. So I don't know what time it is in Australia, but that hits. That hits right now.
Papago is texting me right now.
The only thing that Scottie is another pre-round arrest. Oh, the only thing that will stop Scottie Scheffler is another pre-round arrest. I love that because that is my mindset as well. I think there's nothing that's going to stop Scottie Scheffler. And then Trot Golfer says, hit that like if you're on YouTube, folks. Please do. And, folks, if you're on Twitter as well, go ahead and get on YouTube and just give us a like because I know our YouTube's a little bit light on the likes, and I never ask for it, by the way, which is why when Trot Golfer says that, I'm happy to oblige. But it's 1:05 p.m. in the afternoon. Loving the live stream. Love that for you.
Sick.
Black
what do you do for a living, bro? You sitting at a desk? What are you doing?
Mook's the best dude ever.
You talk like you know this guy.
We'll get into Mook at some point.
You send him like emoji
in the
hugs
future.
of your emoticon?
I do love Mook. Mook has a special place in my heart because he's an OG from Australia.
This guy's been around for a minute.
He has been. Mook, when did you start following the podcast? Was it the Mikey Perez days or was it Bobby Brown? I just want to know when that was. I'm curious. Golfer HD says done. Gave us a like on YouTube. Appreciate that.
Thanks,
and,
brother.
And by the way,
man.
feel free to subscribe
God bless,
to you guys
one love,
as
man.
well.
Come on, Pimp.
So Pulse says, Trot Golfer, well, of course, why wouldn't Ted Scott want 10% of $3.9 million, $390K? My question for you guys is, who's made more money? Is it Ted Scott for Scottie Scheffler, or was it what's his face for Tiger Woods?
Oh, what's his face
the
for
New
Tiger
Zealander.
Woods?
What's his freaking name?
Joe?
No, it's not Joe. Blanking
Jorge?
the race car driver. You guys know. Clue me.
Whoa.
I've had too many old fashions.
Whoa. You wanna antacid?
I might need an antacid. Stevie Williams. Thank you.
Stevie.
Jesus, what the hell's
Oh,
wrong
well,
with me?
didn't Steve come out with a book, or was that Hank Haney?
No, Stevie did too. And
Yeah.
that got him cut off with Tiger, by the
He
way.
said, "Oh God, you made way too much after the fact here."
Yes, Mikey was the draw card. It was like watching Matt's parent with a loose child. May he rest in peace. That is so true.
You talking about Mikey P?
Mikey Perez.
God, relive that. Tell me.
It was
Tell
like
me.
as a parent trying to control him every episode. I'm like, dude, you gotta stop. Like,
Was he
what are you
worse than
doing?
me?
Oh, dude, it wasn't even close. No, when I had to.
I mean, I played golf
this
with
was-
Mikey
no,
a few times.
But here's the thing: we could never do a live. We could never ever. And this goes back to the
Was he
original
just nuts?
co-host of Pole Hook Golf. I would have to edit, and I used to tell him, I'm like, dude, I had to edit for 4 hours last night just to get the episode to where like it's wild
doable.
and crazy, but like it's good.
So when we say off the cuff, this guy was
oh my
spitting out
god,
some shit.
and we weren't doing it live. either.
Release the tapes.
So, oh my god.
You got some shit.
I have
in
some
the
shit.
archives.
I have some shit in the
Oh,
archives.
you got to send me that
At
privately.
some point, yeah.
Yeah, I need to see like
Yeah.
some not
So,
submitted shit.
Black Panther also said, always in the not corner.
How is a
Timeout
guy
City.
named Black Panther
Yeah.
from
Oh,
Australia?
Oh, no. So here's the great thing.
What?
Here's the great thing. Mikey, I actually created a graphic to put Mikey in timeout during the podcast episodes.
What did that look
It
like?
would be blurred with like a timeout stamp on his image.
Are you kidding me?
I'm dead serious.
So this dude would just get downright
naughty.
wild.
Yeah, he was naughty.
How we looking on the list here?
Man, let's keep it moving, keep it grooving. We're on to the pretenders.
I saw the spot you were talking about, the T's in my hat. I don't know. Did we skip that?
No, we're not to Swannies style segment
Wow,
yet.
this is a long one.
Long episode. I apologize to
Hey,
everybody.
I might need a couple
This
more
might be a
beers for
3-hour movement. So
Are you having fun?
I'm having a blast. You
I
having
think.
fun?
Oh, dude, this is great.
So we got the pretenders now, which, by the way, I'm not going to play. We've got connections to John Rahm, okay? Especially being here in Scottsdale.
We do?
And I'm going to tell you right now. Oh, yeah, we do.
You do.
I do.
I
Well,
don't got
do.
connections to
Well,
John Rahm.
you don't, but I do.
I just
And-
DM Grant Thorvat, and he never hits me back. So
Wow, you hate
Yeah.
to see that.
nah, that's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Keep smiling.
that's all right.
So here's the thing. John Rahm, I'm not playing favorites. And that's the thing. With this podcast, I have never played favorites. I tell it how it is to a degree to where people get pissed at me. Like I've heard from caddies as well as from some of the pros that they're pissed off at me. Okay? Buttsy knows this firsthand.
Why?
That somebody he knows has been very pissed off at me in the past.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
this is a real thing.
Dude, look at him.
But
see?
I'm going to say this right now. John Rahm was one of my pretenders this week. So whether or not he played, he was a pretender. What do you think about that?
A pretender, and by pretender you mean what I
Not
think you
gonna
mean.
compete
Yeah,
this
like
week.
it's not going to happen. For
Not
you.
going to happen. It's not his year. You talked about it actually last week, didn't you?
Yeah, I think the guy looks.
I said it was a great take.
His body language. I mean, he's very vocal, not with his mouth, with his body language. Maybe some of the most abrasive body language there is in a professional golfer. And everything I have seen in the last 2 months says depressed, not quite feeling it, not into it, passion gone. So that's my hot take on John Rahm. That
Yeah.
probably won't stay that way because he is a champion and he will want to win again. But right now, we're probably in the dumps.
Yeah, you definitely said last week, and this was a great take, that him being on LIV Golf and making that transition, it was going to take him a year before he starts to perform. And I completely agreed with that.
What's this guy saying? Wasn't Buttsy talking about
No. We'll get to
fucking shit about YouTube golfers?
Yeah, we'll get to
Oh,
that. in a
all the
bit.
time. Yeah, I talk shit
We'll
about
get to that
everybody.
in a bit.
It's called entertainment. Don't know if you heard about it. Look that word
So
up.
also on my pretenders list is Patrick Cantlay, who's plus 5,500 this week. Terrell Hatton doesn't have the mindset for it this week. You've got Dustin Johnson, which, by the way, yes, I saw, Kyle, you said DJ. DJ is such a talent.
Charles Ryder?
And he will be able, we'll get to that in a minute. But here's the thing. Dustin Johnson is not the same guy that he was. Mentally.
Anti-live comment, that's great. Hey, spot on, dude. I don't know if I would go to the
Go
extent.
ahead, why don't you read this one?
Well, I'm almost blind.
You want me to read it?
1,000% agree. He is sabotaging LIV. Your camera's kind of in the way here.
Because Norman lied to him about OWGR.
On World Golf Rank. So somewhere along the lines, you're saying that Greg sold him a book of goods that they would still receive ranking, and he would be heralded as such and occupy the space.
Who are we talking about, by the way? I'm
Rom.
Lost. Oh.
Yeah, we're still on Rom. That's a pretty long take. I don't know if that's 100%
I'm actually.
true.
We'll get to that at the end.
Yeah.
When we start rifting after the LIV Golf segment, we'll talk about that because I've got some comments about that too. That being said, Terrell Hatton not going to be the guy this week. Mentally not there. And he's been playing great, by the way. So like out of my pretenders, that's probably the best playing pretender coming into this. Dustin Johnson. I'm sorry, guys. I love Dustin Johnson. He's one of my role models. Absolutely love Dustin Johnson, but he is not competing in a U.S. Open at Pinehurst. I'm so sorry.
God, what if? It's like Sergio.
Tiger Woods not competing this week. Again, so sorry.
Does Tiger make the cut?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
I think he very much makes the cut.
This is not a course for Tiger. Because this is a course to where your nerves need to be in check because your short game has to be so sharp around the greens because you're going to miss greens.
Yeah.
These green complexes, there's about 25 to 40% of the green complex that is playable. Everything else is false.
And you got to hit it a mile.
You do. I mean, at 7,500 plus yards at a par 70, you're going to have to hit it a long way, which Tiger still does, but I feel like Tiger gets tired. Tiger walking, he's not going to take a cart. It is what it is.
And that's what I was going to touch on. We're literally at the mercy of, Tiger's endurance. If somehow this week he has more endurance that he has shown in the past 2 or 3 starts, I think he absolutely makes the cut, and I think he'll be inside the top 25. We're going to know pretty quick if that's a reality.
Agreed. Dark horses. Okay?
Dark horse.
This one is 100% a gut feeling, and it's about short game for me as well, which you brought him up last week as your pick. I think Jordan Spieth, who has struggled. He's been dealing with a wrist injury, and that's been a big problem for him. His swing hasn't been there consistently, but I feel like this is a golf course where he's going to hit it as far as he can, and he's gained a lot of distance, by the way. He's one of these guys that is secretly creeped
His move looks stronger.
Move's good. The wrist is not. It's more the iron play.
What I meant by that is it looks like he's hitting it harder.
Yes.
Than he has in the past.
I agree with that.
Probably some training going into that, I'm sure.
He's plus 7,500. I like him.
Not a bad take. Yeah, that's not. I mean, you never know with Jordan.
You know, the other dark horse that I have, which there's a couple here, by the way. So Keegan Bradley at plus 9,000. Keegan Bradley finished T4 back in 2014. Now, this is a guy that was jaded after the Ryder Cup, played really well for the first time since in the PGA Championship, played well last week, and I got a feeling he is absolutely going to play well this week. So watch out for Keegan Bradley. Again, when I say these dark horses, I'm talking about top 20s, guys. You can make some money on top 20s. Trying to predict the winner week in and week out, not going to bode well for you. But top 20s, you could put these guys in, and you're going to win some money. The other one is Christian Bezuidenhout, who I do not know how to say his name.
Bazooka.
Bazooka man.
Just go with Bazooka.
He's plus 12,000. He finished 4th last week at an impossible golf course.
What do we know about him outside of that?
So, European golfer, okay, played on the DP World Tour. This is like his first year on the PGA Tour, if I'm not mistaken. You guys can call me out on this because I haven't followed Christian Bezuidenhout too long, but he's got, I believe it's 3 or 4 top 20s so far this year.
Yeah, it ain't happening for him this week.
David Poog at plus 40,000. David Poog is a good dark horse for this week. Let's go to our picks. Who do you got, Buttsy?
One of my good friends is his caddy. I'm
You've
going
said
with
this
Ricky
before.
Fowler. Second place, runner-up finish, 2014, last time they played there. Granted, he lost by, what, 8? 6, 8 shots, whatever. He got second place. He played the golf course after the renovation. It probably wasn't set up too much different, maybe a couple hundred yards shorter. I don't think they've extended it since then.
So I think this has to be picks, and I forgot to say this in advance.
So here's what I got. I'll just
Picks
tell you.
outside of Scottie Scheffler.
Okay, so
is
I got
what our picks have to be.
So I got Fowler winning it. I got Tony Finau in the mix from left field. I love Finau here at this place.
You do. You were talking about him before the show.
I love Finau at this golf course. And then I know he's kind of like in plain sight. Been playing good for a long time. No breakthrough. Fleetwood.
I can't believe you right now because
Ball striker.
you've left a couple guys out. Pinehurst is a ball striker's dream. Scottie Scheffler can tell you after every time he hit a golf shot how far he hit it.
He probably is going to win.
He's going to win.
He probably is.
Because once you're actually on the right portions of the greens, and this, by the way, is all distance control, which if you know anything about Scottie Scheffler and Scottie Scheffler's game right now, well, not only now,
I mean,
but
the
last
odds
year,
have gone down day by day. Like, we're almost at the point where he's minus.
Tiger always said the biggest thing you can do as a golfer is to hit it the right yardage, to hit it pin high.
Yeah.
Scottie Scheffler knows his distances, and his distance control is fantastic.
Better than anybody out there.
Better than anybody
Yeah,
out there.
it's not even questionable.
And the thing is, his putting is what's the weakness. His chipping is incredible as well. So this is a course that you need a great short game, and you need great distance control and ball striking. So Scottie Scheffler, to me, is going to win it, no doubt. That being said, I love Colin Morikawa for some of those same reasons, and the putter's starting to come along.
You like Keegan?
I love Victor Hovland this week, even though he struggled over the weekend.
Too volatile.
He struggled over the weekend, but he's regaining that confidence and that consistency that I think is going to play really well for him at Pinehurst.
Too streaky, not going to happen.
And then the last one is a guy coming off of injury, Ludwig Oberg, because guess what, folks? That mindset, that kid is not getting too high or too low throughout that entire golf round.
You don't like Fowler at all for this? Why?
He just hasn't been in form.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen,
Historical data,
I talked to caddies.
knowledge.
I will tell you this. So I'll share a tidbit.
I got to pee again.
I talked to about 5 different caddies on the PGA Tour almost on a weekly basis. Okay?
Yeah, no, I know.
That being said, everybody feels like their guy is in form. But then you watch them in
they
an
have
actual
to, right?
golf tournament. No, but like in practice rounds are much different than playing in a tournament. Because tournaments get a lot more pressure. This is what people don't realize. Got Steph Curry, who's a plus handicap, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Goes out, plays in a Corn Ferry Tour event a year or two ago. Shoots 78, right? It's like, oh, there you go. There is a level of pressure to this entire thing that you don't know until you're on the tee box, teeing it up in one of these events.
Right.
But let's get into the Swannies style segment. Played golf this Sunday, which we talked about earlier on, and you tend to put a couple tees in the back of your hat. Looks like it hurts. So I do want to ask you, is this a fashion thing that you
Can I get a beer?
enjoy? Or is this just something that, like, you've done forever? He puts tees in here
Let him know.
that is pressing against the back of his head. So I'm like, is there an indent? There's an indentation.
Well, clearly you haven't seen an LPGA event. Okay. There's 1,000 tees in
yeah,
those
but they got a
hats.
lot of hair.
There's ribbons.
You don't.
There's hugs.
You're
and
going
there's
straight against the skull.
a whole lot of, well, we won't even go there with what kind of love is going on out there.
Lot of love.
But,
Just a lot of love.
lot of love going on the LPGA Tour. One way or the
Apple style.
other. Yeah. Yeah, Apple style. I like that. I think I touched on this with you on Sunday.
Yeah.
So the tees are.
Oh,
like,
you did, which is why I had to put it in the
The tees are like my nicotine patch. And you might say, what the fuck does that mean? What are you talking about? So when I was a kid in junior golf, all the way up through college golf, junior college golf, all that shit, what I really used to do, and I did it just to infuriate my coaches, I would stop periodically throughout the round. I was always like, I was playing the game and I'm trying to play very seriously, but I'm always looking for bird feathers on the ground. And so I would pick up crow feathers and all kinds of different shit. I'd make sure they didn't have bugs on them, and then I would throw them in the hat. So by the time I'm like walking up by the 9th green in a high school match, further on in a college match, I look like an Indian chief. I got 30 or 40 feathers. Now, I had to kind of subdue that, right? Like, I can't do that with random people
can't.
today.
Absolutely
I mean, I might. I told you the other day, I said I might start doing it again. But to your point, why are the T's in the hat? They're a placeholder for something that I can't do anymore. So there's that.
Love that for you. Love that for us. Okay. Let's move it forward. More breaking news. It's unbelievable how much breaking news we have. There's breaking news. Breaking news. There's a guy walking by. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, breaking news.
Hell yeah.
PIF and the PGA Tour are now in a draft agreement, which, by the way, Alan Shipnuck said that he was talking to one of his agent buddies, and sure enough, he found out that, which I have known for a couple weeks now, that they're pretty close. They had a meeting in New York City with some of the main guys like Tiger and so forth, and sure enough, very promising meeting that took place. And
that guy's a bitch.
apparently
He's not on.
there is a draft agreement that is in place. So
and everybody saw this Instagram post, but the devil is in the details. So I was hoping, I saw the same thing you saw. We talked about it earlier. With all of your worldly knowledge.
Guess who made a lot of phone calls?
Of course you did. And I know that you know. Said details. Can you elaborate at all?
So first of all, the draft agreement, which is not normal.
Yeah.
If you go through due diligence, you get to this point where you have a final meeting, you're signing off on stuff. Normally that's a done deal.
Right.
Well, guess what? There is in America called the Department of Justice.
Unfortunately.
Okay? Which Rory commented about last week. Said, I've learned more about the Department of Justice than I could ever want to know about in the meeting with PIF. So they want to make sure that this all goes through without a bunch of legalities from the U.S. government, because there's a lot of things that are sketchy.
Yeah, like, guys, get it done and, like, let us know.
That's pretty much where they're at.
Let us know when you get it figured out. We don't want to fucking deal with this.
Apparently, this is agreed upon on both sides, which is why if
both sides, you mean
PGA Tour and PIF. Here's the thing. The LIV guys have nothing to do with this. They have no say. This is a Yasir decision for PIF. The biggest thing that you guys need to know is go back and watch the press conferences when Webb Simpson was asked about this, when Tiger Woods was asked about this. Look at their facial expressions. Look at how they reacted to all of this. It is very pro PGA Tour in what was agreed to. And I know, but I can't announce certain things that I'm just telling you guys, go look into this, some of this stuff, because you're going to know where the deal shifted to, and it very much so is in favor of the PGA Tour and this new enterprise. Now, the one thing I will say that was a quote.
When you say favor, what does that mean? Okay.
Team Golf, wink, wink, is a part of the deal, and it will be under the new PGA Tour enterprises. What does that mean to you?
That means that the PGA Tour is
going to run LIV.
Going to adopt the format in some way, shape, or form and integrate it into their normal schedule of what they've always done. That's what I hear from that. Is that accurate?
Somewhat.
Potentially.
So if you recall
So-
the emails that Jimmy Dunn released when he was battling on being a part of the board, him and Ed Hercule, I believe his name is,
It would be that name, Ed Hercule.
they were going back and forth as to who was going to run LIV.
What about Greg?
Under the new
Where does Greg fall?
That's a thing.
Nobody knows.
That was always a sticking point with all of the players, with everybody involved. So LIV is now going to be integrated, which, by the way, I'm starting to speculate here because the information I got from the agent, which I can't share everything that I was given.
No, I want to talk to you about it.
I can't share everything.
After,
we'll talk about it off air.
I was unsure the first couple weeks we did this pod, and you had me on, and you were talking your shit based on who you know and what you know and your history in the game and who you are as a player. And I'm not trying to suck your ass right now. Full circle with being very positive about who Matty is and what he knows, and his takes are pretty fucking solid, and they come from a good place.
I'm just me.
Mine, I'm a complete fucking idiot. Don't listen to me. But Matty's got a shit dialed in. It does not come from a place of bullshit.
So here's what I'll say to that, and I appreciate that.
Dude,
obviously,
it's real. I've
I
seen
appreciate that.
I've double checked it.
I will say, and he has, by the way, because I've heard.
I challenge him on a daily basis.
But also,
You should see our text messages.
the fact that I literally am I'm authentic. I am to the point. I'm direct, which some people can't stand. But I don't play favorites within any of this, which some people can't stand either. But at the end of the day, I am who I am, and I'm just going to share with you guys the perspective that I bring from what I know. I'm not going to pretend like I know shit.
My experience with you, Matty, is you're an edger. The kids are saying that, right? You're an edger.
What, is
You're
that
an
like
edger.
Is that like a BYU term, like soaking?
It's just like that. Yes,
Yeah.
you're an edger. You fall right on the edge of party lines almost. Like, you kind of sound like you're, but then you're, then you're there, but then, you're right on the edge. You're basically accurately covering the entire scenario, which that's the whole point of having a golf podcast, is to be fair to
Which
all
that's my
points.
thing.
All right, I think we're out of here.
We're out of here.
We got to get out of here. We have. I mean,
this is the end of
I'd
the
like
episode.
to keep it going, but we have to actually leave. They're like trying to get out of here.
And here's the thing. Albatross Attire, folks. This Pinehurst hat is on a flash sale. Pull Hook Golf 20 for Albatross Attire. And then you got
Throw the
Swannies
promo
Golf,
in there,
which
Pimp.
is what I always wear, folks. The shorts, the top. You got to love Swannies. Utilize promo code PullHookGolf25 at checkout for 25% off your entire order at Swannies.co. Albatross, 20% off. Pull Hook Golf 20. Love you guys. We'll see you on the next episode.